Use my affiliate link to support the channel down in the description. Hey, what's up guys? It's MetaGamesGX here, and we're going to be doing a video on how to play through Nibiru and Branded Despia. Now, Branded Despia is a deck that you can either play under Nibiru or you can play through Nibiru very easily, but the lines really differ when you try to get around the Nibiru or have an option for when you get Nibiru'd or to just play under Nibiru. So I wanted to go through all the options so you guys have a nice list, because Nibiru is one of the most destructive and popular hand traps this format, frankly. So this is going to be something that's going to be a really useful guide for piloting your Branded Despia deck this format, where everyone's really playing over Nibiru. All the fire decks, they have to go over 5 summons, and you know, any other deck. And obviously it's good against Branded and then a lot of rogues. So a lot of people just end up maining this card. And if you don't know these lines, you're going to be in trouble. So with that being said, leave a like down below. Alright, so in Branded Despia, the typical line that you would like to go down is going Branded Fusion into Albaz into Lubellion. And then the Lubellion is going to be able to tribute over the Albion that goes into the Lubellion, the Searing Dragon that summons out the Mirror Jade. So this plays into Nibiru quite hard. You do get Branded Lost access, but by the time you go Cartesia, you will be on summon 5. So in my opinion, with Branded Despia right now, you should be looking for lines that allow you to play over Nibiru, such as establishing Mercurier on the field, through things like Quem, or just already having or shotgunning the Branded Fusion with a Mercurier already in hand, which you could search out through a Branded and High Spirits. And remember, since I said Quem can send Mercurier and then special summon Mercurier, you could always go Quem effect, send Mercurier, and then go Branded Fusion, and then your Quem will be able to summon out a Mercurier on the 3rd/4th summon if those were your only summons. You also have things like Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, which you could also always shotgun if you have Branded Fusion, then like a Nadir Servant. So you could go Dragoon to play under Nibiru, and then go into Nadir Servant to sub your Puppet Lock / double Mirror Jade. Alternatively, if you're running the Dragoon package, you could also run Duality. This quick play spell card allows you to tribute 1 light or dark monster on your side of the field and summon a monster with the different attribute, same type. So you can tribute the light spellcaster Grangwignal, dodge an imperm, and then also get into a Dragoon for free. You could always run things like Crossout as well to just stop the Nibiru straight up. And then, of course, if you have a line to get to Branded Lost with a fusion summon under 3 summons, you could always get to use Branded Lost to search out the Mercurier as well. Now, what are the lines to play under Nibiru and Branded and still establish a pretty good end board? Well, Branded Fusion to Sanctifier Dragon, it requires 1 summon because Sanctifier does not need to go into any other fusion dragon in order to summon. You can just summon it straight off a Branded Fusion, of course. So that's why you see Voiceless Voice just running Sanctifier with a Jowgen, because Sanctifier just needs the light spellcaster plus an Albaz. So that's with only 1 summon. Then you could always go into Cartesia and then a Luber, and then the 4th summon will be Grangwignal to send the puppet. So that is a puppet lock right there. However, those kind of locks I only recommend for game 1 because you won't see really the DD Crow or Ghost spells in the main deck. Going first, they probably won't see the one I've called by if they're even running it. So I think that kind of weak puppet lock is actually pretty okay for going first. Are there other lines too? You could always just make Mirror Jade and pass, but in my opinion, this is not the best. I think that the Sanctifier puppet lock is one of the better things that you can do. Obviously, if you don't have to normal summon Aluber, you could always go into Sanctifier or into Albion for the summon off of Brand Fusion into Sanctifier, so that you're able to get a Albion in the graveyard, which gives you a little bit more follow-up beyond the puppet. Now, for games 2 and 3, though, you can't really be making that kind of weak going first board. You're going to see a lot of hand traps, so you need to be prepared for them. So for games 2 and 3, we want to be prepared for playing over Nibiru as well when we really have to, especially when we're breaking a board. You can't just under 5 summons break a board most of the time, unless you get a really good hand, of course. Branded Despia has been known to do crazier things. However, I think that in order to play past Nib, you have cards like Grangwignal, which is one of your best ways to play through Nib. Grangwignal can use its 2nd effect in the graveyard or on field to banish itself for cost and then special summon out your deck or extra deck a Despia or a Dogmatica monster. Now, you can special summon. The best thing to play through Nibiru is either a Quem, but more importantly is Dogmatica Maximus. If you're already running the Nadir package, you already are well familiar with this card. This card sends 2 extra deck monsters from both players' extra decks to the graveyard, so this card allows you to just set up your graveyard effects for the end phase in order to extend even harder and play past a Nibiru board. So obviously if you get Nibiru even on the Sanctifier, you could go into Maximus out off of the Grand Guignol, and then you can go into Maximus to send an Albion and the Lulu, and the Lulu can get the Quem and the Albion can get Branded Red, and then the Quem is going to be able to special summon back that Sanctifier that just got Nibiru'd. So you know, you can also just plug and play with other cards, obviously. This is just for the puppet line, which is pretty popular right now, and I think that, you know, Maximus / Guignol is your best way to play past Nibiru right now, and Nadir Servant in general. You also have things like Talents and Thrust too, obviously, once you've been Nibiru'd, or you could obviously just hand rip the Nibiru. That's why I love Talents. I think hand ripping Nibiru is one of the best things to do in the whole game right now, outside of hand ripping the Ash of it, obviously. And Thrust on the Nibiru is obviously automatically live, so you know, playing Thrust automatically means you have a Thrust out or an out in that. With Fusion Duplication, you know, being able to set up your Branded Fusion on your opponent's turn as well, or being able to search out the normal Spell or Trap card that allows you to play through this board state. Quem and Cartesia are some of your best options for playing through Nibiru in general as well, with Cartesia being able to special summon and extend even harder, and special summon on your opponent's turn, and then also Quem just being able to special summon out the Mercourier, like I mentioned, is a huge thing that I see and not a lot of people mentioning, because Mercourier's effect happens on field and in hand. It's one of our best outs for Nibiru, so Quem, you know, going out from that Guignol, or even just having it up before you go into 5 summons with the Branded Fusion, you can go with Quem into targeting Mercourier. And then also Branded Lost having the protection window means that you can actually play into summon 5 and 6 a lot of the times, and still your opponent won't be able to respond because the Branded Lost protection window, obviously. If you want to see my video on Branded Lost, check it out down below. I did a whole explainer video on that card. Very complicated card, so I'm not going to explain it here, but if you do have the protection window, you can play through summon 5 and 6 until you have the Mercourier or the Dragoon to play over the Nibiru. Now, like I mentioned before, going second into Nibiru can be an issue for Branded, because a lot of the times you have to play over 5. So in those cases, you want to save those options in your pocket to play through Nibiru, like have the Nadir in your pocket, have the Guignol on field, so you can at least go into Maximus. Try not to just like, if you don't need to use your Nadir and Maximus to secure a board going first, don't, just in case they go Nibiru. So yeah, guys, with that being said, that was my guide on how to get over Nibiru and Branded DESPIA. What did you guys think? What did you guys think? Did I leave anything out? I think that I really did cover most of the options for getting through Nibiru and Branded, so hopefully you guys have better ideas on how to get through the most tricky hand trap to play around this whole format. It's hitting all the decks, and it's going to hit yours if you don't play around it. So with that being said, if you guys want to see another guide on board breakers and Brand DESPIA, get this video to 100 likes, and we will get that out ASAP. And make sure to check out my streams Monday and Friday. Check out all the links below. See you guys later. Did you know that I have channel memberships now? This is the best way that you can support the channel and get some awesome perks. You get access to the hidden Discord group chat, where you get to ask me any questions about your decks. You get early deck lists, some early videos even, and exclusive emotes to use in the YouTube chat. And you get to duel me once a month. The best part is you get to support amazing Branded and Yu-Gi-Oh content going forward. So what are you waiting for? Sign up for the memberships down below. Thanks for watching the video.